Well, hi, it's Warren back again with another appalling, as always, Big Brother review, or at least my take on Big Brother. Now, it's the 30th of October, and I have to apologise that it's been a little while since my last video. I was a little bit unwell, but I'm back in the land of the living now, so let's make it happen. Okay, where are we at the moment? Well, I suppose first of all I just might bring up this ratings issue again in regards to, of course, there is so much talk on social media at the moment about is the show going to be cancelled or isn't the show going to be cancelled. Well, it's not really a question of cancelling the show. The 3-year contract between Southern Star, Endemol and Channel 9 ends basically this year with the end of this season. The question is, will they basically sign a brand new contract? That's really what it comes down to. The simple thing about this is that we don't know. Okay, we really just don't know, and everything that people are saying or writing is just all speculation. It's nothing more than that. But one thing that has been brought up, which is the saving grace of the show, is that although the ratings are very, very bad, the demographic target is actually doing very, very well. The show has been basically coming third in its key demographic continually, and of course the argument is that just straight flat ratings are not as crucial as people like to think they are. The demographics are hugely important for advertisers who want to target their products, obviously, at the people who are watching this show. There's no point, trying to advertise cleaning fluid to a 5-year-old or, or along these lines. You know what I'm saying. I'm rambling. But there are some real problems with this because even though the demographic is being hit, the problem is that the advertising on the show doesn't seem to gel with the demographic. If the demographic is for basically a very young audience, then why are they advertising bank mortgages? And why are they advertising $50,000 cars that 16-year-olds couldn't dream of affording? So there are quite a number of inconsistencies in all of this stuff that's going around in regards to ratings versus demographics. But look, it's an interesting thing to look at, and look, let's hope the show does come back next year, because I want it to. I think if you're watching this, you want it to. So let's keep our fingers crossed. Now, we should, I suppose, move on to the evictions, because we've had 3 since the last video. We've, of course, seen Sandra go, we've seen Jason go, and now we've seen Marina go. I was surprised that Jason went quite so early. I thought he would have lasted a little bit longer, to be honest, but look, that's life in Big Brother. Sandra, I don't think there was any... it was very, very clear that she was going home. She'd been spending really her last week or even more in the house, basically just walking around moping that she didn't really want to be there. Well, if you don't want to be there, the fans don't want you to be there. And basically they took it to heart and they said goodbye, Sandra. And so that was really no surprise. Marina going. Once again, not really a surprise. The problem that she had, she suffered from one of those terrible diseases that lots of Big Brother housemates suffer from, and that is lack of airtime. If you don't play to the camera, you don't get airtime. If you don't get airtime, you don't get votes. And that's exactly what happened to Marina. She seemed to just be in there, basically just enjoying herself. That was great, but she wasn't really doing anything. There was no storyline behind her, so she got no airtime, and I think that's really why she went. In fact, if it wasn't really for the this jealousy thing that seems to be coming out of Asia at the moment, I don't think we would have seen any airtime of Marina at all. And I thought a lot of people have made some really interesting comments, I thought, on Twitter, when people have been sort of saying, oh, Marina's been evicted, and people started saying, Marina who? And I thought that really summed it up pretty well. Now, we then had the awful experience of having to sit down and watch Sonia interview Kat's twin sister. Now, why this was done, well, I know why it was done, I'm going to tell you in a second, But I think it was absolutely appalling TV, and it wasn't necessary. Kat's sister doesn't know anything about the internal workings of the mind of Lawson, so I don't really know. And she wasn't able to add anything. Did she stand by her sister? Well, yes, she did. Well, of course she's going to. She's family. What do you expect? I thought it was really just a giant joke. But look, it was done because they couldn't get Candace, Lawson's girlfriend, to appear on the show. It was what they wanted. They'd been advertising not advertising, but commenting on radio that they had been trying to get Candace on the show. But clearly Candace is not that stupid. Why would anybody put themselves through something like that? And I'm really glad that she turned them down, because I think it would have been trash TV if they actually had to put her onto the show. Now, where are we going from there? I'm looking at some notes. See? Well, yeah, get back to it. Okay. Now, 4 new housemates, of course, went in over the weekend. And now, well, we should really name them, shouldn't we? So we've got Lena, we've got Penny, we've got Richard, and I think it's Tom. So they're in. Now, a lot of people have said that, do we have some carbon copies of original people in the house? Once again, going back to this bad casting argument that they're trying to get people who are all a bit too similar, almost like trying to get this party started rather than watching a bit of drama and interaction between people. It's been said that Travis and Tom are very similar people. Some people have pulled up that maybe Richard and Jake have some similarities. Also that Penny and Sty are possibly quite similar people, just maybe with a 10-year age gap. But then what goes against this whole argument is Lena doesn't seem to be like any of them. In fact, she reminds me quite a lot of Boog, if you remember her from a past season of Big Brother. Very bubbly, a lot of fun, and somebody that the audience can really bond with. And I think that Lena's big downfall is basically going to be that she's an intruder. I think if she had have gone in at day one, we've got to give it a bit more time. It's only been a few days, but I think she could win. But she won't, because she's an intruder, and intruders just never win. Now, of course, then the house got split by Ryan with his power play. So to bring the 4 intruders in, of course, we had to take 4 people out and put them into the sanctuary. So, of course, that was Travis, Leo, I forget now, Priya and Kat. Perfectly done by Ryan, in my opinion. Basically, he split the couples. So there are no couples in the house anymore. So, look, I think this has worked brilliantly, because the problem is too many people, well, not too many people, I, for one, and I think lots of you, we're sort of saying that it's getting boring. All we're seeing is people cuddling, kissing, and we want some drama, we want some action, we want to see some stuff. And I think by splitting the couples, this is a great way to do it. The other thing too is putting Kat, Leo, and Priya in with Travis. All 3 of them don't really get along with Travis brilliantly, especially Leo, who really doesn't seem to like him, and Travis doesn't like Leo. And Travis is, I think, probably one of the most difficult people there would be to live with. I mean, self-obsession is one word I would use to describe Travis. He'll be driving them up the walls. I mean, they'll be climbing the walls trying to get out. I always wonder whether we'll have 3 people trying to self-evict themselves, just saying, get us away from Travis. It's going to be great drama. I'm really looking forward to it. Now, also, Aisha and Travis, of course, turned down $50,000 to self-evict. I'll try to be quick on this because I'm running out of time. Look, I'll put it to you this way. I think the reason why they turned it down is both of them see themselves as real players. I think that they believe that one of the 2 of them is actually going to be the winner of this season. And I think that's why they turned it down. They're very, very confident that I think they believe they can win. If they don't, collectively they will have turned down $70,000. And if they really are in love and they have to change cities to live with each other, yeah, 70 Rand would have gone a long way. So, but anyway, the quest of fame sometimes blinds people to what the outside world will be like. But then again, with all of these showmancers, you know, as they're called, they're not going to last anyway. We know perfectly well that Travis and Aisha will not last when they get on the outside. Same as Leo and Sky, which I think is more basically a relationship of convenience. And Lawson Cat, once again, that's not going to work when they get out. So, but we've talked about that before. We'll move on. Now, just lastly, Priya. I just wanted to bring her up because her ratings are going down and down and down and down. She started off reasonably high, and each week when she's been, or the times when she's been up for eviction, her numbers have been getting lower and lower and lower and lower. Now, why is this? Why has the public turned off Priya? Well, I think there's one thing I'll just bring up first, and that is I think a lot of people have misbelieved, have basically made the mistake that into thinking that Priya is a lot more popular with the public than she really is. Now, I think one of these reasons is that her huge fan base that she has on social media, a vast majority of them do not come from Australia. They're from all over the world. From Canada, the US. I've even seen one of the fan Twitter accounts run for her is run out of the Philippines. These people don't vote, and it gives a skewed image of basically how popular she is. I think the other reason why her numbers are going down is that all we see of Priya now is basically Priya sitting on the sidelines, watching everybody, gathering information. You can see her mind ticking over. What will I do with that information? How will I use it against people? Because she definitely wants to win, and she's a great strategic player. The problem with that is she's not having any fun. Well, she may be having fun, but we don't see it. One thing is, she hardly ever smiles. You never see her just getting into the spirit of having fun. She always seems to be sitting on the sidelines, sort of, you know, plotting or calculating. I don't want that to sound bad because I actually like Priya. I originally said that I thought she might actually win the show, but I think that is looking very, very unlikely now. But anyway, they're just some of my thoughts on why her numbers are going down. Alright, this was absolutely appalling as usual, but I've forgotten stuff, I've talked too much on other stuff, but look, I hope you enjoyed. Remember, this is all just a bit of fun, and any comments? I'd love to hear back from you. So, cheers.